Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Are You Sure NFL podcast. My name is Nick, and who am I joined by?
Logan
Noah.
And if you're curious where Nathan is, well, we've decided to put him on timeout for a podcast for not knowing who Shane Steichen is, on top of using AI for his notes in one of the videos. So,
Clint Kubiak was the coach of the Saints.
Yes, we're going to talk about him in this episode, actually. But today, we're going to start off with our usual news. So, I would like to start off here. I'm going to talk about, this just dropped 2 hours before we started recording?
Yeah.
Jeffery Simmons gets a 3-year, $105 million contract extension. And Logan wrote down, extension that resets the D-tackle market.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely resets the D-tackle market.
It's deserved, though.
I'm going to say it's deserved because D-tackle is one of the most important positions. Having a not even a solid, but like a all-pro level D-tackle makes the life of your linebackers on that defense so much easier. You can't really measure the impact of a D-tackle with just stats.
I feel like having a top-tier D-tackle that can pass rush is honestly better than an edge rusher that's the same level. I feel like for a lot of teams in the Super Bowl, they had.
I'd agree. Edge rusher
look at the
is
Eagles.
flashy.
The Eagles had Jalen Carter, and he was the best D-line on that team.
Seahawks had Leonard
Williams and Byron Murphy.
The Chiefs had Chris Jones for all those years.
Who was their Chiefs edge rushers? George Karloff.
Then when the Rams won the Super Bowl, they had Aaron Donald.
Yes,
it's every team that wins the Super Bowl
has a superstar D-tackle.
D-tackle, and I think that should really just go to show. Having a good D-tackle lifts up a defense unlike anything else. Yeah. It's like, honestly, if you ask me what's more important on an offense between having a franchise left tackle and a franchise receiver, in my opinion, I'd rather have a left tackle.
Yeah.
Just because receiver, you can find a bunch of guys that can do good, and I feel like D-tackle is kind of like a left tackle on offense, where left tackle is the most important position on the O-line, D-tackle is the most important on the D-line.
I think it's the most important defensive position entirely, to be honest.
All right, what do we got next?
So next we're going to talk about Brendan Sorsby entering the supplemental draft.
Oh, boy.
So I don't understand why he even tried to appeal this, in the first place when he tried to stay in college, because you gambled on your own team while being on the team.
And then he gambled on a bunch of random sports too.
Well, he put over thousands of bets, but he put almost 50 bets on his own team while playing.
Well, I mean, they knew that if they went to a Texas Tech judge, that it would get.
It wasn't even a Texas Tech judge.
It was a Texas judge in general. So, but it's the same thing with the Chambliss. They went to it'll get overturned easy. I think Texas Tech might have actually said something to Sorsby, or whatever the case is. He's not staying in college. It was a big drama thing.
Well, I don't know why
scheduling Texas Tech.
He got the appeal, but did he really think the NCAA and the other Big 12 teams were just gonna let him play? There's no way he thought that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was worth a shot.
And now he's trying to join the supplemental draft.
Well, and I really hope that the rumor that the Browns wanted him is just completely false. Yeah. If they add would that be a 6 quarterback?
No, I hope it's true. I hope they do that.
That would be, if that was true, I mean...
Somebody needs to throw the ball like
just imagine, what would be better is if he comes in there and he's immediately better than Deshaun.
Watch him win the starting job or something.
Watch him win the starting job.
Then you have to listen to Texas Tech fans talking about how they would have won the championship this year if they had him.
No, that's definitely
100%. But that will never happen. If that happens, I'm deleting the podcast.
I do want to ask you guys this: what if he does get picked in the supplemental draft? What level pick do you think will be given up?
Okay, I think he'll be picked higher than he should. He should be a 6th-round pick at most. No, I think he'll probably go as high as the 4th, just because.
4th round.
There will be some team, the Browns, that will.
No way the Browns actually do this.
They also picked Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round.
Okay,
so
I'm gonna give you my honest opinion here. Last year when the Browns took Dylan Gabriel, they weren't gonna take Shedeur, but then Jimmy Haslam forced the GM to take Shedeur. So that's reason.
I'm saying Dylan Gabriel was never worth a 3rd in the first place.
No,
he was.
But
you know what I mean?
It makes more sense when it makes more sense when you look at it from the angle of they were never going to take another quarterback until the owner forced them to. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. In my opinion, I think if he gets picked, we'll see about a 6th-round pick.
I would 6, maybe a 5th if a team is being really generous. I mean, guys over here, he's betting on Chinese soccer or something, or Australian football.
He's betting on anything.
He bet on literally. He's like my grandpa.
Okay, moving on to our next topic. We have an interesting one. Vita Vea has been sitting out of all offseason workouts in hopes for a contract extension.
And I think now that Jeffrey Simmons just got
they're
extended,
even more.
now Vita Vea is going to want even more money.
He's getting probably like $2 million more than what Jeffrey got. He's probably gonna get 3 years.
I'd say they're both of the same caliber.
It's a copycat league. I mean, we'll see Vita Vea get a similar contract. We'll see Quinn Williams get a similar contract.
Yeah,
I think Quinn he's still on his contract for a couple more years.
True. Yeah. Well, that's even worse for the Cowboys. That means he'll probably be making more money.
No, I think he signed his extension with the Cowboys.
I don't know.
Maybe it was either that or he signed with the Jets. He just entered into it.
But either way, the Bucs have no choice but to pay Vita Vea because really he is such an integral piece of that defense. If he's gone, that's immediately probably a bottom defense in the league.
Yeah.
And having him there is going to help out for a young guy like Ruben Bain.
Definitely.
You don't want to ruin Ruben Bain's development because you don't want to pay a top
huge piece in that run stopping game there in Tampa.
Absolutely.
Their run defense has been shaky already as it is.
Yeah. All right. Next, we're going to start talking about Cam Jordan. He re-signs with the Saints, and I mean, I don't think anybody... I feel like it's weird. Nobody was really talking about him this
because he didn't want to go anywhere. He was like, it's kind of like...
that's kind of what...
He said, I'm signing with the Saints or I'm retiring.
That's kind of what I thought, because I mean, I'd seen him sitting in free agency. I'm like, okay, he's either just not going to sign anywhere or he's going to go to the Saints.
What is it with Saints players and just wanting to stay incredibly loyal? It's like Alvin Kamara's doing the same thing. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Great jerseys.
Great jerseys, and how many playoff wins this decade?
I mean, I've never really heard anything bad about any, like... No, I mean, maybe it's because I'm not, like, a Saints fan, but I feel like I've never heard any complaints about ownership. I may be wrong about that, but I know there's complaints about Mickey Loomis as GM, but...
That's the difference.
I mean, I've liked his past 2 first-round picks.
I do like that they did take the 2 tackles. I think they're finally starting to.
Them and the Jets have the exact same plan.
They're starting to do things that they should have done back in 2021, but they're doing it here in like 2026.
I think they're finally out of that. Like, there was like a span of like I want to say 5 years where they were just in cap hell because they just kept pushing it back when they were competing with Drew Brees. And then,
exactly. And I mean,
I think they're finally out.
This franchise hasn't won a playoff game since they beat Mitch Trubisky's Bears in 2020. So maybe, just maybe, they can win the NFC South some this year. I don't know.
Yeah, but with this being like a 1-year deal, this is definitely Cam Jordan's last season.
This is definitely his last season. I think, honestly, he's just out there to kind of
wrap it up.
I think the
Hall of Fame career, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
He won't be first ballot, but
I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance.
There's a chance, and I mean, even last year, he still had an incredible season.
Like 10 or 12 sacks.
Yeah, I know. The Saints defense has got a big boost by bringing them.
Actually, I think they're of the Saints surprised, and they make like they win NFC South or something. I could see them coming back for another year if they like.
Maybe
I doubt it,
but they would have to. They would have to win the NFC South.
Which is that's not the craziest thing, winning the NFC South.
But if I'm being honest, I feel like that'd be a good way to go out.
Maybe
on top of a good season.
But. Yeah, I know. Even though they obviously won't go anywhere past the first round. But what do we have next?
So this happened earlier this week. Aldon Smith passes away at 36. He was the number 7 pick in the 2011 draft.
Aldon Smith actually was a very good DN. I feel he did. I think the thing that held him back in his career, looking back on it, was those suspensions that he had.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a shame. How old is he?
36, I believe.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like, even just a couple of years ago, if it wasn't for those suspensions, he could have been one of the greats, really.
I mean, former top 10 pick. I mean, 2011. I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say like one of the greats, but I mean, the dude was a Pro Bowl DN. I'm pretty sure.
A couple of years, right? Like 2 or 3.
Yeah. I believe it was his transition from the 49ers to the Cowboys. He got suspended, and I think it was like a year, maybe a year or 2 suspension, something like that.
Something like that.
I think it really stopped his like just development as a player overall. But I mean. Yeah, and
speaking of suspensions, right up next we have Rashee Rice has been released from his 30-day jail sentence. And, you know, I am elated because not only has he been released now, but the Chiefs, for some reason, are, like, rejoicing that he's back.
Oh, I wonder why.
The coaches are, like, ecstatic. And I think the league said that they're unlikely to pursue further action against Rice at this time.
Yeah,
so
if you don't know, Nick is a Rashee Rice fantasy manager.
Yes, and look, at my team's success really hinges on him. So hearing that, I don't think he's going to be suspended, and I think he's going to be available for the start of the year for the time being. That's great news for Chiefs fans. What is Patrick?
He'll be back probably by week 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah,
week 4 or 5.
He'll play most of the season. So
he'll play most of the season, but still, it's gonna help Justin Fields. Even at the
have we seen the video of this dude getting released?
Yes. Wait, I want to say, well, if there's one concern Chiefs fans had, is he like working out stuff? I think we saw him sprint out of that facility. He is A-okay.
No, he sprint out of the facility. Did you see the video?
Oh, he ran
driving through like the crosswalk.
Yes, no, he ran a stop sign.
Yeah, there was like a stop sign on the crosswalk, and he's leaving the jail, and he just drives straight.
Yeah. Yes. He didn't. No, first stop sign after getting out of jail, he ran.
Yes.
You'd swear this guy isn't a real person.
You're talking about
He's
if they don't make the season. I wouldn't be surprised if he does some stupid thing and he gets suspended later on in the season.
He is such a professional athlete. It's unbelievable, dude. He is every stereotype.
He looks up to Henry Ruggs.
Look at for the time being, I'm high on him, and
he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. When he's healthy, he's a great player. But
when he's healthy, that's you can say
or
about
unsuspended.
Anybody. It's like saying George Kittle's a great player if George Kittle got suspended instead of getting injured.
And I mean, this whole Chiefs receiving room, was that Worthy? Didn't Worthy get in trouble last year for it?
I have no idea.
No, Worthy was way less though. It wasn't like I never pursued it.
But I don't particularly like Xavier Worthy anyway. I think he was kind of overdrafted.
100%. He was just running like 40.
He was like a late second round pick until that 40 time,
until
and all of a sudden
he wasn't good in college.
He wasn't like exciting pick in the first round. The Chiefs and he just really hasn't been what you want.
At least it wasn't like I don't know, someone who ran a really fast 40 went like in the top 10 and then never panned out. I don't know who that could be. Do we have any other news that we'd like to talk about?
Nope.
No. I mean, it's a little more eventful than last week, but
we're
still kind of in that gray area until we get done with like training camp and stuff.
I mean, OTAs is finishing up, I think.
Yeah, that's starting to finish up, mandatories, things like that.
But there isn't too much from the outside like fantasy relevant news.
Yeah.
No, not really,
and then we're going to do our AFC breakdowns. After that, I definitely think we're going to be doing a fantasy video. So.
There is a poll up on the channel right now, so vote on whichever division, whatever division you want to see talked about first.
We'll probably go in order of which gets the most to least votes.
So please vote on that so you have something to go off of.
And I think now is a good time for us to go to our second segment of this video. We're going to be doing a tier list of new head coaching and offensive coordinator hires.
However, the coordinator hires are just notable coordinators. We do not have every coordinator.
We don't have everyone. We're just doing like offensive coordinators that were hired externally and not like any internal promotions, nothing like that. All right, so here we are. We are at the tier list. Our tiers we have for these new head coach hires and offensive coordinators. We have leader of men for the top dogs, has upside for the guys that I like, but I just don't think they're in the upper echelon. We have questionable for, I don't know if this will really put them over the top. We have what were they thinking for the ones I don't like. And then we have Nathaniel Hackett or Shane Waldron for the ones that I think are just going to be complete disasters.
And before we get into this,
I would like to introduce our special guest here, Toren. Welcome to the podcast.
He is filling in for Nate as he serves his suspension.
And if he does good, who knows? Maybe Nate will be serving a permanent suspension.
We'll permanently replace.
It is in my contract, by the way. I have to LARP since I'm replacing Nate.
I don't think anybody can do it with the efficiency.
I legally have to, though. So.
Legally has to LARP.
All right.
Let's get into
this
one.
All right, so our first coach here. Wait, who is? No, we're already started. This is Clint Kubiak.
Speaking of
this isn't Clint Kubiak. Wait, is this head coaches or coordinators?
Head coach,
isn't it?
It's Clint Kubiak.
It's head coaches and top coordinators.
Of Nate, one of his most famous blunders, as we all know, he reportedly called Clint Kubiak the offensive coordinator of the New Orleans Saints.
Yes,
which
2 years ago that was true,
but not anymore. His AIU let him down there, and but I mean, getting back into it.
All right, so right here we have Clint Kubiak.
I think this
I go leader.
Leader.
I would also say this. I love the hiring for the Raiders.
Coming off of a Super Bowl too.
Yes, I know he's gonna fit like a glove, and I think a lot of it is that he's gonna be able to build a winning culture.
I also like that he's an offensive coach that had a bright mind. Who, let's be real, the Seahawks offense has talent, but it's definitely not like on paper. It's definitely not a top 10 offense. But they played like it.
They played like it,
and that's great for Genty, Bowers, Mendoza now.
And I think it's gonna be great that you have Mendoza with an offensive coordinator who's known for taking less than stellar quarterbacks and making something great out of them. And then he's also going to have Kirk Cousins there, who's obviously going to.
I'm also excited to see how he uses
Gent.
Mike Washington and Genty.
Yes.
I know it probably won't be the same as it was in Seattle, where they're running a very prominent 2 running back system, but still, I think Mike Washington has a lot of potential, and seeing him get to be with Clint Kubiak, I'm really excited.
My guess is going to be he's going to be like 80-20, where Genty is going to get 80% of the snaps, and then Mike is going to get 20%. So yeah, we're going to put Clint Kubiak in leader of men. Leader of men basically means that I think you can win a Super Bowl on the team.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think the Raiders can build up to that point, whether they keep Crosby or not.
I think it's not really. We're not really saying that
it's
they're
not
going to
like
win a Super Bowl, but
yeah.
This coach has the talent level to go all the way with the team.
And we're not saying like he's a strict Dan Campbell or he's a motivator. Like he's just a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we gotta talk about how fast he signed that contract after the Super Bowl.
Or it's like no.
Thing is, like,
I think they set that up before the Super Bowl. He's just not like officially.
I think there was a controversy around that because Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn both did that while the Lions were in the playoffs.
They did that in football too. They do it forever.
That was like
I think they hid the news just because how many people got mad at Ben Johnson.
Yeah, and Aaron Glenn too, because they just did not look like they cared about that playoff game at all, and that
is a theme. I feel like with a lot of teams, their coordinators just don't perform.
All right, up next we have Todd Monken, who got hired by the Browns. What do you guys think here?
I would say this goes and has upside.
I would agree. Has upside. I mean,
you guys, Noah knows I like Todd Monken. Do I think he's going to be an upper echelon head coach? No, but do I also think I also don't think he has a big chance of just being a complete bum. I think he really did good at kind of getting Lamar off of being just a pure running quarterback and getting the best out of him for passing. And I think Todd Monken can really find something out of whatever quarterback Cleveland has.
As a Georgia fan, I love Todd Monken.
He wishes he was still there.
We did great things with him. But
we did.
We yes.
Back when
he was there, by the way. He was there.
I think
he's hiding sense of that room.
The way I would describe it is a questionable decision that has upside. If there is almost a tier in between questionable and upside, has upside. That's why I put Todd.
He's kind of in a tier by himself.
Because I feel like obviously we knew Todd Monken was taking visits and interviews to be a head coach. Did I actually think that he was going to get hired? No, it kind of came out of the blue. But I do think the decision has upside. Whether or not this Browns roster is good enough to succeed, we'll see. I feel like that might be the trap. I think Todd Monken might not do that bad as a coach, but just because of this roster talent,
you know what kind of
it could be a tricky situation with him.
Kind of like when the Cowboys hired Schottenheimer. Like when it was kind of a surprise. When it was definitely a surprise when he has
exceeded expectations.
Well, Schottenheimer, no one's questioning that move now. He looked great as the first-time head coach. That's what I feel like because everyone knows he's a pretty decent coordinator, but nobody thought he would actually be a head coach.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he performs.
He definitely has upside.
This is a rising Browns team, so seeing how he is able to manage these players and obviously some of the biggest news is this quarterback battle going on.
And now he's probably not going to have the defensive support he thought he was going to have.
No, they'll still have a great defense.
Yeah, but
they'll still have a
Jared
good
Burris kind of fits in.
His first major decision as head coach is almost going to be what makes or breaks this season, in my opinion. Whoever he picks to go out there as quarterback. I mean, obviously he's trying to win games. You also want to lose games at the same time.
You want to look competitive in the games you lose.
Does he trust you?
Honestly, right now, I think he's trending towards starting Deshaun. I think that's what
honestly, if none of the quarterbacks look good, it'd be better if they just got a quarterback.
I'm completely fine with them starting Deshaun, but Deshaun is not going to be the long-term option. If Deshaun is the best guy for the job, don't get me wrong, they should definitely start him, but Deshaun should not be starting for this entire season.
He should be starting in the league.
There should be a point in the season where they just have to play Shador because you have to see what you have.
I mean, this room's so interesting. I mean, I forget every single time I talk about him that Taylon Green is in this quarterback room.
Dillon Gabriel.
Let alone with Dillon. It's so overcrowded
they
for
take
no
every
reason.
Random quarterback.
They could have avoided this if they kept Baker Mayfield.
Because I've heard nothing about Taylon Green this offseason. I haven't heard anything about him getting quality reps and maybe competing a little bit.
I was going to get quality reps when there's 3 QBs.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure he barely even gets reps with like the third team.
Yeah.
Well, he's...
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to know how he can motivate this team, though? Free massages for every win.
No.
Very good point. Okay, and also, I'm not gonna lie, I think that's actually a picture of John Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's what I was like looking
It's okay because Todd Monken is literally the next picture, so we're gonna put him and has upside, and we're gonna put where do we want to put John Harbaugh?
It's the same one. I think the same one. Let's keep him
Okay,
there.
but should we put John Harbaugh ahead of Todd Monken? Or
I think he's leader of men.
He's maybe he's in between. He's kind of in between the two.
He's definitely leader of
I'm
men,
gonna
and
lean
he's
toward
definitely
leader of men.
Maybe he's on the. He's
That's
on the.
definitely ahead.
Based on their coordinator hire, which we'll get into, I'm like,
I mean, let's put him in upside for.
I'm gonna put him in has upside.
I wouldn't say the coordinator has any effect on the head
Well,
coach.
he picks the coordinator, so yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but
It's
it doesn't change how good of a coach.
If
he
Ben
is.
Johnson goes out and hires a garbage defensive coordinator, who are we going to blame? The D coordinator or Ben Johnson? We're going to blame.
That's not his ability as a coach.
I guess, yeah. Well, it kind of is.
Harbaugh is a leader.
I feel
of men,
like
in my opinion,
well,
type
yes.
coach.
He has won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll
so
get
after that. I'm gonna put him in leader of men.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put him below Clint Kubiak.
He's probably
because
gonna be
Clint
lowest.
Kubiak won a Super Bowl last year. John Harbaugh won a Super Bowl like
14 years ago.
yeah.
I believe we talked about it on the last podcast with Nick Sirianni or something. Like, good head coaches do just have rough spots.
Yeah.
They have rough seasons where it's.
I feel like last year was a down year for Harbaugh.
They also had Lamar out.
He's obviously been very disappointing in the playoffs with Lamar Jackson.
But I think a fresh start is kind of what he needed. A fresh start with a new kind of younger team.
Absolutely.
Looking to build up.
This happens to all good head coaches.
Nobody's-
It happened to
yeah.
McCarthy in Green Bay. It happened to Tomlin in Pittsburgh. And honestly, next year I think Tomlin's gonna get hired by some team.
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But
Probably.
I
Probably.
think Harbaugh's going to have a big comeback with New York this year. I think they're going to be an exciting team to watch. And I think it's going to be because of Harbaugh and what he brings into this.
I think too many people are looking at he was bad on the Ravens a lot, even though they weren't that bad. But Ravens had
They
sky high
realized they were a
expectations.
missed kick away from making the playoffs.
Well, yeah, but even then, people they
were
had such
disappointed.
high expectations because they have a two-time Super Bowl MVP,
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, and they barely do anything in playoffs. People don't like this move just because of how he did Ravens, but for a Giants team, they would take barely missing the playoffs or even making the playoffs in first round. You would take that
with the head
easily.
coaching candidates that were available, like John Harbaugh.
It's
was
definitely a
kind
great
of
move by the Giants.
And what was I about to say? I feel like this team's success is more contingent on if Jackson Dart can stay healthy, because it seems like every single game last year he was headed to the medical tent. And
Yeah.
We have a Jackson
That
Dart
first
fantasy
hit.
owner here who probably
yeah.
Does not like that.
doesn't like
It is
He was
concerning.
pretty head first into the medical tent.
yes. All right. So next up here we have Joe Brady, and he got
This is
I don't know.
what were they thinking?
I
think what were they thinking?
questionable, or what were they?
They just promoted him. If anything, Sean McDermott, don't get me wrong, he's
I
not
don't
the greatest
know.
coach,
I mean-
but he was still a decent coach, and he got way more of that defense than they should have, because that defense is not
This is another
good
one
at
where
all.
it's
This
kind of
is
like-
tricky. 'Cause I'm kind of bound.
I want to say that's
I'm
more
leaning
offensive.
towards questionable.
I'm gonna say
I-
questionable
okay.
too, just because I think
He's
the Bills
familiar
are
with
the
this
team.
pro. I think that's
And
what
got,
makes it.
He's got a
questionable.
relationship with Josh Allen.
Exactly.
Mine,
That's
honestly,
true, yeah.
if I had to think, Josh Allen probably had influence here on them hiring
Yeah.
Joe Brady.
Overall, I don't really like
No,
Joe
I
Brady
don't-
as head coach. I think their problems have come from their ability as an offense.
Yes, exactly.
And I
He-
think making him the head coach, I don't.
what are you changing? That's the question.
Exactly.
We're keeping your problem was with the offense not showing up.
I feel like this team needed
and
a
you just
big
got rid of the guy.
push,
Yes.
a big change,
They
and
need
they're
it.
just kind of keeping the same regime still in a way with Joe Brady. I hope Joe Brady's just kind of their bridge coach. They weren't really. They weren't.
Maybe
Really,
that was
they
the
didn't
plan
really
the whole
like
time.
the coaches that they're, and they're just promoting Joe Brady to be a bridge coach. Which
Yeah.
I think that would be the best move you can make in this situation, because I do not think Joe Brady is going to be a long-term coach that is going to win you game. Their goal is to win a Super Bowl.
We're gonna put him in questionable because their goal is to win a Super Bowl. Can Joe Brady do that?
No.
Maybe, I don't know.
I doubt
I
it.
think if they win a Super Bowl,
That's why I would say what were they thinking, because I mean,
If he wasn't able to show a lot of promise as the
and he could
coordinator,
focus his
I don't
entire
see him-
attention on the offense.
Yes.
Didn't have to worry about the defense. You had a defensive mind coach who Sean McDermott's not that bad of a coach. He just gets overhated.
That's definitely why I think this is more going to be of a bridge hire, which is concerning considering I feel
you're
like
in the middle, you're in the
Josh
heart
Allen's
of
prime.
Josh Allen's prime.
your clock isn't like your clock is ticking. It's not ticking super fast,
probably
but
have,
it's
like-
still ticking.
They have
They
like
only got,
5
like,
years
3.
left to win the Super Bowl.
They got 3 to 5. Yeah, I think this stems from isn't it Brandon Beans their GM?
yes.
He needs to go, dude.
To me, this feels like a Tom Brady era Bills move right here. For 20 years when they didn't make the playoffs and
They were bad.
they were just terrible, and this just feels like something that team would do. Up next, we have Robert Saleh, which I also think should go in either questionable or...
I'd say questionable for Saleh.
No.
That's Jeff Hafley.
What?
I meant to say Jeff Hafley.
We'll just put Saleh in there.
I meant Saleh because I was looking at him. Jeff Hafley is what I really meant.
Yeah, we'll talk about Hafley. Let's do Saleh right now since we already started on that.
Right. Robert Saleh.
I like that.
I'd say questionable.
Questionable. Yeah.
He did not do good as Jets head coach.
I would say it's the Jets.
Was he somewhat of a scapegoat when he got fired? I'd say yes. The talent on that roster wasn't giving him much to work
I'm going to say that first year actually did have some promise.
He looked pretty good.
It was a very surprising hire, though. I think that's why it's more it's like when I saw that for the first time, I was like, that's the direct. I really thought they were going to go with an offensive-minded
We'll
coach.
talk about who they're...
And I think they could go with Cam Ward, but, I mean, they kind of fixed that in a way, but, I
think Robert Saleh flopping with the Jets kind of just has more to do with the organization and Zach Wilson, and honestly, yes. Robert Saleh was definitely a scapegoat. When they fired the guy, like, they didn't even let him say bye to anybody on the team. Yeah. They just, like, expelled him from the building.
Weren't they on the away game and they just didn't let him come back to New York or something?
Maybe. No, I think they told him.
And I mean, toward the end, obviously, it looked rough. But honestly,
But he showed flashes. That's what you kind of want to see.
I'm very interested to see what this Tennessee Titans
I'm very interested because also keep in mind, if Robert Saleh flops here, this is the last time he's ever going to get a chance to be a head coach. Because look, when you're a head coach and you fail on one team, you get one more chance.
It's like Dennis Allen.
Yeah, you get one more chance. And if you screw it up, you're done. Like Vic Fangio got 2 chances, screwed up both of them, he was done. So that's just the way it is with Robert Saleh. I guess now's a good time to also talk about the offensive coordinator that they hired, Brian Daboll.
This is why it makes so much more sense why they hired Saleh once it was like kind of known that they're bringing in Daboll.
I would say high upside.
I'm going to say it has upside because Brian Daboll was
coach of the year with the Giants at one point.
He brought the New York Giants to the playoffs and they won a game.
I think the wheels really fell off with Brian Daboll toward the end. But let's not forget that first of all, he got a productive season out of Daniel Jones, which not even Shane Steichen
He's
could
very
do.
comparable to Matt Nagy in my opinion. But
he's a way better Matt Nagy.
He's comparable to Matt Nagy, but he's better.
No, he's definitely good.
I mean,
this is the guy that developed Josh Allen. Like, people forget. That was the whole reason he got hired, was because he turned Josh Allen from...
Josh Allen definitely took longer to develop than someone like Patrick Mahomes did. But Brian Daboll ended up turning that guy into easily, one of the top quarterbacks in the decade. And
he made Daniel Jones.
I've always been a kind of a Brian Daboll defender. Back in, 2022?
Yes.
You guys know, I really wanted the Bears to hire Brian Daboll instead of Matt Eberflus, but that's a whole other topic for another time. We can make a whole podcast We can make a whole podcast chronicling the history of the Bears from 2020 onward. I would love to do that, but
4 hours.
A 4-hour-long podcast. If you guys think that's a good idea, be sure to leave a comment. But I'm going to say Brian Daboll, he's going to go and has upside because I think this is the kind of guy that you want for Cam Ward. Some guy who has a history of finding, Cam Ward, definitely better than Daniel Jones ever was,
Especially, he had a decent season.
Yeah, he showed a lot of flash.
Yeah, no, it's like
and
Caleb Williams.
He came in, I'm pretty sure he came in second year of Josh Allen. Josh Allen looked now, he wasn't the same level he is now, but he looked a lot better than his rookie year when he came in. He went to,
it was 2020.
It was Daniel Jones, I think, third year when he came in, right?
Third? No, I think it was his 4th year, which screwed over the Giants. It was his contract.
Oh, yeah, and then he got the huge contract.
Then they had to choose between extending Saquon or Daniel Jones. And instead of extending the engine of the offense, they extended Daniel Jones.
And that was
kind of the
Joe Schoen, wasn't it? Too?
That was.
And now he's extended.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he's made a lot of great moves as of now.
I think had they chosen to extend Saquon, there's a chance that Brian Daboll might have still been the head coach of the Giants.
Honestly, he could have stayed after this year if it wasn't his fault that his best player on offense. So
I definitely think there was a downfall in what was happening in that organization.
Also, but it's they hit Daniel Jones. So.
Yeah.
All
right. Now, excuse my misspeaking. Jeff Hafley is up next.
I'd say what were they thinking?
I'm gonna put the. I'm on the same page here.
I don't like.
In the last couple games he played the year, he blew a 10-point lead at the very end of the game, like 2 minutes left to the Bears.
Yeah.
Then he blew a 21-3 lead with 2 quarters left. What did the Dolphins see out of this?
And is this
got 41 points dropped on him?
Is this really what the Dolphins need right now? In my opinion, I don't don't think Jeff Hafley brings anything that's going to spark a new culture in this organization, which they desperately need. They need a new.
I think
they need to turn the page and really just become a new organization.
And let's not forget that whenever Jeff Hafley is coaching without Micah Parsons, he is not the same.
Yeah, this team has been mediocre for so long.
In my opinion,
Packers defense has been one of the most overrated because they play really good in the middle of the season. They start out slow, play really great in the middle of the season, and then they just break down near the end of the year. This has happened 3 years now in a row.
And, you know, in my opinion, Jeff Hafley, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to compare this hiring to Matt Eberflus, where you're going into... they're going head first into a rebuild, so I think Jeff Hafley is kind of going to be the rebuild head coach here, where he's going to be there for a couple of years, then this team's going to have some expectations, it's going to flop for a year, and then he's going to be fired.
I mean, the Dolphins are favorites to get the first pick, I'm pretty sure, as of now.
Yeah.
I may be wrong. I know they're top 3, but...
They have so many...
I mean, you have Chris Bell, Malik Washington. It's
Washington, Tutu Atwell.
Devon Achane is their number 1 receiver, which, you know, Jeff Hafley is going into a terrible situation for a guy who I already don't think is all that good.
Yeah, that seems kind of a mess because you're paying a good amount of money to Malik Willis.
For a guy who played 2 games.
Who's still questionable.
I understand he looked good.
2 decent games.
But there's a difference. It's like Dak. It's like he's playing like Dak Prescott, where they go down and then he throws for like 300 yards because they're down 30 points.
I don't mind Malik. I actually don't think he's a bad quarterback
I don't think he
to start this rebuild with in a way. But you need a head coach to back.
He'll be the quarterback for like a year or 2, and then he'll be gone probably.
You need a head coach to back.
I think
Hafley is just not that good.
I think the sole reason they hired him was because they had Mike McDaniel. He was this genius offensive mind coach. Did not work out. Everyone was complaining their defense was soft, so they go and hire just a defensive guy.
And you also got to keep in mind how disappointing it is that they just promoted an offensive coordinator from internally from the last regime.
Who wasn't good.
Yeah, exactly. So up next we have Mike LaFleur. Nathan surprisingly didn't screw this up when he was breaking down the Cardinals.
I'd say high upside.
I was going to agree with that.
Yes, I'm going to put...
I mean, we might be having a little bias just because he's coming from the McVay coaching tree, but I mean, there's not
McVay coaching trees tend to do
much. I mean, look at it.
Well, obviously,
Kevin O'Connell. Who's the other? There's a couple more. I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, Matt LaFleur was from there.
Matt LaFleur
and O'Connell,
all kind of there.
Two great coaches.
Let's not forget that in like 2013, the Redskins had Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, and Matt LaFleur all on the same coaching staff.
They have even more people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was more.
No, they had Saleh. They had Saleh too.
Yeah, no, that really sums up the Dan Schneider era Redskins, but. Anyway, so let's get back to the present day. Mike LaFleur, the Cardinals, everybody knows that I think it's going to be them or the Dolphins that have the first pick. But I think, honestly...
They're going for the QB.
I'm going to be honest. I think Mike LaFleur was probably the best hire they could have made.
I like it. I mean, younger coach, similar to McVay.
Yeah.
He had... What I had against Hafley was I didn't think he had the ability. I think one of the biggest things about new head coaches is can they come in and change the culture? And I think Hafley couldn't do that, as I said before. LaFleur, younger head coach, offensive-minded guy. This is a dude that can come in. I mean, I don't like the pick, but he's gonna have a dude like Jeremiah Marvin Harrison.
Yes.
He has the pieces to reset this culture and bring a new identity.
It wouldn't surprise me if, honestly, my high-end expectation for them that their offense is not terrible.
I think their offense will be sneakily good.
Their offense will be good. Obviously, their defense is going to be bottom 3 in the league, and I don't think there's much debating that, especially if Josh Sweat is gone. And I think people forget that Budda Baker, in the course of his career, has a 109.8 passer rating against or something.
I am interested to see though how he handles this quarterback room.
Carson Beck,
Jacoby Brissett. We know Jacoby Brissett's come back. He's participating, but he's still in a contract dispute with the team. How is he going to handle Brissett? I think, in my opinion, why not start Beck? He's an older quarterback already. You're not going to have to worry about developing him too much. I mean, let him play. See what you have in him. I don't think there's any reason to really rush to get Brissett signed.
I mean, maybe Brissett will play the first couple games.
That's what I was going to say. My guess is that Brissett
learn a little bit.
Brissett's going to start the first couple of games, but then I think once they realize and they're like 1-6 or 0-7, they're going to be like, you know what? Let's just chuck Carson Beck into the flames.
I would almost bet my house that they draft a quarterback next year.
Yeah,
I definitely see a Dante.
Which I think this is why I think the Love pick. The more and more you think about it, makes. I'm not saying it was like a great pick, but it makes more sense why they did it.
I don't know.
Because they want to have an offense built around for the QB that comes in.
My only thing is that I only like taking a running back in the first round if I think that's just going to be the final piece of an elite offense. Yeah. Whereas the Cardinals, do not have an elite offense. They have an
have
offense
elite
that has upside.
They still have a very questionable O-line, though, also.
Very questionable O-line. Could this offense finish top half of the league? Maybe. I don't know. I think a lot of it hinges on if that O-line is good. I think, honestly, the Dolphins have an underrated O-line. The Cardinals O-line, on the other hand, might be the
Cardinals O-line, they have 2 decent pieces, and then the rest are garbage.
Yeah, in my opinion, I don't really see this team having a winning record. I think their ceiling.
I see it's like 4 wins.
Their ceiling is 8 and 9, in my opinion.
I don't even know about that. I'm gonna say
they have 6 losses this year, guaranteed.
I'm gonna say
you're telling me they're gonna beat the Seahawks or Rams.
Best case scenario, they'll finish. Look at best case scenario, they'll finish 6-11 or 7-10 and steal a game or two.
I don't think any team's ceiling is not 5 wins. I mean, it's teams can go on.
Okay,
runs.
we're not doing
team
predictions. We already did the team prediction.
I'm gonna say 6 wins or 7 wins is gonna be their ceiling, and I could definitely see them ripping a game away from the 49ers and then one of the Seahawks or the Rams. But all right, that's tangents over. We're gonna get into Jesse Minter being hired.
Yeah, I love Jesse Minter is my favorite head coaching hiring of this offseason.
Put him in leader of men.
Yes, I would definitely
put him ahead of Harbaugh.
He had an injury.
Ahead of Kubiak.
I would. He's right in the middle.
I'm gonna put him in.
I love what this Ravens team is gonna. I mean, you get Trey Hendrickson, the big offseason move.
You're already
after they were supposed to have Crosby.
Yeah. Your D-line was already pretty decent for the most. Your whole defense is pretty decent. You just need like that big name. Yeah. They got it.
And Jesse Minter is.
I think everybody knows that John Harbaugh kind of ran his course, and I think sometimes if you know you're not going to win a Super Bowl and you're just stuck where you are, you got to make a risky move. And I think Jesse Minter is a great guy to go for. That Chargers defense last year was pretty damn good.
Yeah. And they had a lot. He did more with less for sure. And now he's going to a team with a lot of stuff.
Like I said with LaFleur, I think he can bring in a new culture to this team. I think this defense can be very scary this year. I love what's looking up for this Ravens team. And I think
Noah loves the strong safety.
I like their whole.
And I mean, while we're here, we can still talk about who they hired for their offensive coordinator, Declan Doyle.
They got him from the Bears.
This one I will say questionable.
I'm going to say questionable just because he's like 29 years old.
Well, it's not even that.
I have nothing wrong with hiring a young coach. In my opinion, 29 years old is a bit ridiculous to be calling the plays.
And he got hired. When he got hired to the Bears, we all knew he was offensive coordinator, but he wasn't really.
He was just going to be an assistant.
He was
Ben Johnson.
He was an assistant learning from Ben Johnson, and I was like, yeah, I could see him getting hired in like 2-3 years time, but he got hired immediately after the season. I was
pretty sure Minter has ties to him. That's why.
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, it's a young coaching staff, and
I'm
really excited to see what they bring to Baltimore.
Obviously, I guess we're going to see a kind of Ben Johnson style offense with Declan Doyle. Yeah. He was obviously chosen by Ben Johnson on the Bears because they have similar philosophy.
And he's been in some interesting offense. He obviously came from Denver and Sean Payton. He goes with Ben Johnson.
He's turned around 2 separate offenses. And now we're going to see what he can do.
Tight end coach with the Denver.
Yeah, we're going to see what he can do with Lamar Jackson, which obviously is any offensive coordinator's dream. To step into a situation with an offensive trio of that. Mark Andrews, who I think is overrated.
I think I'll have about
that'll be safe for later in the video. Yeah. Up next, we have Kevin Stefanski being hired by the Falcons.
Questionable. I don't think
between he's probably top of questionable. He's ahead of Joe Brady.
I would say top of questionable.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree with top of questionable.
I believe we talked about this already with our Falcons.
He's not a bad team move, but he's also not like the.
He's not a bad move, but he's very hot and cold.
He's not a bad coach.
He's a 2-time coach of the year.
He is not the coach the Falcons need. The Falcons need a big reset. This team has been mediocre
since
average
the Super Bowl
for way too long. You need a dude that's going to come in and just reset the tone. And what Stefanski is going to come in and he's going to make you a little bit better. He's just going to manage everything.
He's going to uphold the status quo. That's what it's going to be.
Well, he's going to raise it to like instead of them getting to 7 and 8 wins every year, they're going to be getting 9, 10, and maybe 11 one year.
But they're not going to
ever get 10 wins.
That's not that. It's NFC South.
I can see it, but there's no way they win anything. There's no way they win more than like one.
This is a team that needs a big reset. They need a big new coach, and Stefanski's just going to manage expectations.
My thing
he's
is
not going to do anything crazy
because, like you said, this coaching cycle wasn't the greatest.
Kevin Stefanski would have been much better served going to a team that already is good and already has proven.
He's not a
past
bad
success.
coach, but
like
he's
honestly,
not
if Kevin Stefanski got hired by someone like the
Bills,
Bills,
yes.
I think that would be a much better
hire.
fit.
Yeah.
But I don't like him on the Falcons.
I don't know.
But I'm gonna put him in the upper tier of questionable because I do think there is some upside. I like Kevin
I think he
Stefanski.
does surprise us a bit.
He
honestly.
could. Look, Kevin Stefanski always surprises people. Nobody expected that 2023 Browns team to make the playoffs. Nobody expected that 2020 Browns team to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But let's keep in mind, every time Kevin Stefanski has expectations placed on him, he folds. And the Browns, that his tenure with the Browns should show that.
Overall, this Atlanta organization is one of the biggest messes in the NFL, in my opinion. They're so they will not commit to a full rebuild. They're stuck in this. Yeah, we're average, but we're still trying to compete to win the
They
division.
could easily.
And I mean, I know
instead of just pulling the plug and saying we just need to gut everything, start a rebuild, and just let this team.
They shouldn't
play
gut almoything. Almost every star player they have is
thing
under
is,
26.
they kind of already.
What are they doing to?
They need
build
a
this
new.
team?
They need the best coach possible. They need a coach to bring
This
up
team
talent.
still has so many.
The problem with this is that they gutted their entire front office, and then they completely reorganized it, hired a bunch of people, and then those new people do the same shit that their old front office did.
Let's say about their top
let's see.
players.
Well,
They're obviously they're big young stars: Drake London, Bijan Robinson.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts. throw him
Chris
in
Lynch.
there.
Kyle Pitts-
Chris Lynch.
Kyle
like, they
Pitts
have a great
is
core.
replaceable. I don't think you're.
Well, no one's gonna say that, but he's still
I don't know. I think they just need to cut ties. They need to get.
They just did reset everybody. They reset the entire office, like
Honestly,
the
I
front
think-
office,
yeah.
the coaching staff. They reset everything.
But they
outside
didn't
the
do it the
players.
right way.
Thing is, if you let Kyle Pitts walk, they're gonna end up getting a high compensation pick for him anyway. Because
they'll get
some
that.
team is gonna overpay him.
Yeah.
So honestly, it might be more valuable for them to just let him walk.
I don't know.
They probably will,
They,
for sure.
in my opinion, they just need to get. I mean, at this point with Penix injuries, that was obviously a big
Tua
thing. with him in
injuries.
college. You have Tua, you have Tua
They're the two
on
most
for a
injured
year.
quarterbacks.
It's such a mess.
Hope the third stringer is good.
They're in such a gray area as an organization. It's just.
I mean, I like
fuck
the.
it. Bring back Desmond Ritter.
My thing is, I would get the Falcons time because I like Ian Cunningham a lot. He has done a lot of good things with the Bears, like that. Ryan Poles almost made.
They've had
mistakes.
time since
Look,
they've been in the Super Bowl, and they've yet to do anything impressive. Or, I mean, I feel like they're always just making moves that are just.
well, Matt Ryan just got brought in as like the chief.
It's almost like they're trying to be average. I mean, I don't know. I'm tired of talking about the Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
alright.
Let's move on. We have Mike McCarthy getting hired by the Steelers, which I think is either that.
It's a little-
This is like the
overrated.
textbook definition of questionable.
Yeah.
It is questionable.
I'm gonna
but
put him in the middle of questionable just because
put him
like
behind Salah. I'd say he's behind Salah.
I want to know how this is literally any different from keeping Mike Tomlin. Mike McCarthy
Instead of having
barely.
a defensive-minded head coach who's the exact same, he
Mike
got the
McCarthy is
offensive version.
offensive-minded Mike Tomlin.
Talk about not wanting to start a rebuild. Jesus Christ. The Steelers are.
Once again, Mike McCarthy would have been much better suited going to a team like the
They
Bills.
fired Mike Tomlin. Like, okay. I mean,
I'm down
Tomlin's
with that.
a long time coach.
Maybe
for
you
the
could
Steelers.
finally start a rebuild now that guys like TJ Watt are starting to regress, but instead, no. They
I
hired
was
Mike-
excited to see because I was like, who are they going to bring in? This
Excited till you see
This is
Mike
going to be a new
McCarthy.
team.
Mike McCarthy
We've had the
was-
same
yeah.
Steelers team for how long? The same culture.
over a decade.
And I'm like,
understand
we're getting a
why
new
they
coach.
They haven't won a playoff game in what, like over 10
They
years.
brought in McCarthy solely on the fact
That
that
he was
I
Aaron
think they
Rodgers'
want
coach.
Aaron Rodgers back another year, and they're like, he'll manage the expectations. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Mike McCarthy was just about the last person I expected. I honestly thought I didn't expect.
I
him
thought
to get hired
Minter-
at all.
I thought Minter
I forgot
was-
Mike McCarthy even
Yeah.
existed.
Yeah.
Honestly, like after he got fired by the Cowboys,
He's not like the thing is he's not, people overhate this. They're talking about it as like one of the worst hires, but let's be
No,
real. It's a
it's not.
Pittsburgh.
I think it
Steelers.
is overhated.
It's
It's definitely overhated, but it's
almost
not a good
average.
hire by any
But
means.
we're just gonna see another mediocre, like 9-8,
Exactly.
10-7,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
it's gonna go
watch them,
downhill after that.
Watch them win, go 11-6, get first round. They're like, okay, they're gonna go 13 wins next year because they got 11 wins this year instead of 9.
No, it's never gonna happen.
Especially with-
I can guarantee you right now that for the next 10 years, the Steelers will not be making an AFC championship.
and they obviously. I mean, they traded for Michael Pittman this year. It's like they're just
Well, to be fair, they
the
traded
word
for nothing for
rebuild
that.
scares this team.
it
so
is like
much.
the Saints of 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what this is like.
holding on to an old QB just to be mediocre.
Yes, and I guess Aaron Rodgers, as always, is trying to fuck with the front office moves. He did this with the Jets, and that screwed them, and screwed Robert Saleh. But
Well, that's all our head coaches, isn't it?
yeah, that's all. We already did a couple coordinators, but we're gonna do Mike McDaniel next.
High
getting hired by
upside.
the
Yeah, high
Chargers.
upside.
Honestly, I'd be leaning toward leader.
I'd say leader.
I'd say reserve for head coach.
Yeah.
This is by far.
Hazard.
He's the best coordinator hired this cycle, I think.
I cannot wait to see what he does.
I can't wait to see what
Herbert.
Their O-line is usually pretty decent when healthy. They lost both
honestly,
their all-pro tackles.
I think Mike McDaniel will fit like an absolute glove on this offense.
I
can't make Justin Herbert in the playoffs.
Yes.
I mean,
Like Justin Herbert is like 5 times the quarterback that Tua is.
they're getting their O-line back. They've made some signings.
O'Marion Hampton is a
They got a
dog.
blocking.
I don't see any excuses this year why they can't make it past.
Why
the
they
first
can't
round.
win the division and win a playoff game, or
Especially since the division's weak.
I mean,
well, they're not going to win. I think Broncos.
The Broncos are one of the
yeah.
best teams.
Broncos. I think
No,
the Chiefs
I
are gonna
forgot
have
about Broncos,
a bounce back this year. So I'd say
I wouldn't say
there's
there's pretty weak now.
but there's no excuse for not making it past the first round.
I'd give the Broncos probably a 70% chance to win the division.
they probably
But after
will.
them, I'd say the Chargers have like a 20 or a 25% chance. And I think honestly, the expectation absolutely should be to win at least one.
They
playoff
have to
game.
take second in the division.
This is a team that has not won a playoff game at all in the 2020s.
And every
It's
time-
about time that Justin Herbert finally overcomes the narrative because, in my opinion, Justin Herbert is starting to join that tier of most overhated quarterbacks. He's starting to be up there with the Dak Prescotts of the world where it's like, great quarterback, but just can't get it done
He's
in the playoffs.
having the exact same career arc as his predecessor, Philip Rivers, where he can't do anything.
Rivers,
I wouldn't quite say that.
Rivers had almost no playoff success.
Rivers,
Very
he won no
playoff
playoff
games.
success. He was
I said
very close
very little.
many times. Herbert hasn't
I
gotten
guess.
close.
Well, I guess
Herbert
it's just
has been
because
destroyed
he's
in
never
every-
been to a Super
Let's
Bowl,
think
so that's
about
probably more.
Rivers, yeah, but he did make it to AFC Championship a couple times.
Yes.
And with Herbert, it's like every time they've been to the playoffs with Herbert, they've either gotten blown out or they had that embarrassing game against Doug Peterson's Jaguars. That was huge.
I still can't believe. Didn't he have 4 picks in the second half or something?
Herbert,
crazy?
yeah, he completely embarrassed himself, and he just completely embarrasses himself in every playoff game he goes to. So
I mean, this year I think
Mike McDaniel also has been kind of like.
I think part of the blame.
that O line was very bad this year. So I mean,
part of the blame was also
It's
the
hard to
OC.
say,
What is
but-
his name? Roman, isn't it?
Greg
Roman.
Roman.
I don't know how that guy keeps getting a job. Harbaugh just loves him. He has been so below average on everything. He got fired from the Ravens because he made
Yeah, he went
Lamar
from being
look-
John
he made-
Harbaugh's trash to Jim Harbaugh's
They made
trash.
Lamar look bad. They get Todd Monken and the Ravens have like a top 4 offense the next year.
Yeah.
He goes to the Chargers who had the top offense. He gets the Chargers and then they suck. It's like how do you?
Once again, I'm going to mostly blame the O-line for that.
Oh yeah. Well,
my
'cause
opinion is
they
that the
had
Chargers.
and Slater go down.
The Chargers, at minimum, right now should be expecting 11 wins, and at best should be expecting 13, winning the division and making it somewhere in the playoffs. So up next we have Frank Reich.
Yeah, this is Nathaniel Hackett, Shane Walsh category. Dude, Frank Reich. Oh man, his time is over. Why is he the offensive coordinator? I could see him being like an assistant, like an advisor. He's the offensive coordinator of, get this, the New York Jets. This is disaster.
Well, I can tell you exactly why they're doing this. They have the team commander Geno
Yeah,
Smith. They're going for that.
I've never seen
I just thought about you have. What kind of terrorist offense is this? You have Geno Smith at quarterback. You have Frank Reich calling
Garrett
the
Wilson
shots.
is
I feel so bad
right now.
for as a Garrett Wilson manager. I feel so bad for that man. He's like, why do I suffer? I get drafted to the Jets. I put up 1,000 yards when offensive rookie year. How do I get treated? I get stuck on the Jets, and they refuse the trade. Him and Breece Hall are in hell.
Everywhere Frank Reich goes, the team goes to shit.
Well, to be fair, who knows? That might be the Jets' plan. That might be their plan.
It's kind of disappointing. I mean, because outside of that quarterback room, this is a very exciting Jets offense.
and
I'd say the whole team overall is an exciting team that's being
not that defense.
Besides the
They traded
terrorists,
everyone on that defense.
Still, I mean, they have some
Offensively, yes,
guys.
they have a pretty good O-line. Their O-line's very underrated.
Yeah, I mean,
They got a good tight end.
They built it very well.
so they had to nerf the offense by getting Frank Reich and Geno Smith.
Well,
in my opinion, honestly, they should fire Frank Reich before week 1, and then release Geno Smith before week 1. Roll with Cade Klubnik and whatever Joe Schmo he could find off the street to call plays.
I would be so shocked if they weren't picking top 5 and picking a QB next year. I'd be like,
even if they're not picking top 5, they have enough capital to trade up.
They got 3 firsts next year.
Yeah, they have enough to trade up into the
Dude,
top.
think about it. They take a quarterback, maybe take.
If
one
Frank
lineman,
Reich is still on this team after this year, there is some very serious.
He should be
concerns.
in and out.
for the whole
Excuse
office
me.
staff.
He should be in and out, just like the namesake of this deer, Shane Waldron. Who got
And
fired
speaking Speaking of former Bears coaches, our
Oh.
last coach of the day, new Giants offensive coordinator Matt Nagy.
Wait, how do we make a new poll? Or a new tier? No, we'll leave them. This tier is specifically, I made this for these two. Matt Nagy. You have the New York. It was both the New York teams.
Okay, I understand why the Jets, because let's be real, everyone knows they're trying to take. The Giants aren't trying to take.
They have the championship, and both football teams have to
The
come
Knicks
back.
won the championship. The Yankees are doing good, and then you have the Mets and the football teams. Just
The Knicks sacrificed the 20 more years of New York football for that.
New York football, dude. I don't know what it is.
I saw an article
for Jackson Darth.
France has won more World Cup games in MetLife Stadium than the Giants and Jets have won at MetLife
Speaking
Stadium.
of that, I saw an article today that it was Aaron Glenn was like, we're motivationally jealous of the Knicks' success, and we want to be next for New York. And I just laughed out loud when I saw that. Considering who you've hired as your offensive coordinator,
Aaron Glenn probably has the hottest seat in the NFL.
He should have been fired. Like, I don't know. The only reason I don't
Zero interceptions.
The only
should get
as a
any
defensive coach,
defense.
the only reason he hasn't been fired is because they want them to lose games.
But yeah, going back to Matt
Nagy, look, you have an exciting offense. You have Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo, who everybody, is very polarized on now for reasons everybody knows. And then you have Malik Neighbors, who, everybody was hyping up the Giants. And now, as of recent, it's just like, damn, they're probably not going to have Malik Neighbors. It seems like they're going to have locker room problems with Abdul Carter.
I don't know. I think that all that.
No, I don't think they'll have locker room problems. I think it's well known. They had a meeting. I think Abdul even publicly said something.
Yeah.
Everything's perfect.
Still,
And there was such.
I know.
I think it was super fabricated just by the media.
Yeah.
It
Media
was
was overhyping
yes.
it. It's like.
I'm also not going to lie, though. I kind of am feeling a little bit bad about Abdul Carter already. Like, I don't know. I just get a bad
He just
feel.
got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he got injured.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know. Personally, he's always had kind of, I don't want to say ego, but he was arguing he should got Lawrence Taylor's number. And it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
I
come
don't
on.
No, he was hard arguing.
Like I get why
Those
people
are
Yes,
don't.
he tried to for the first
I
month
wouldn't
of the
say-
season. He was,
I get why people
Asking and arguing is the same. But
it's kind of disrespectful to Lawrence Taylor that you're
I don't
trying to
know.
get his jersey.
Look,
I
out
think it's
back.
kind of hilarious how much people glaze numbers. It is not that
Look,
serious.
I'm gonna give you that. I kind of think it's time we start unretiring numbers, but I think if there's one person in New York Giants history whose number should
Yes,
be retired,
it should be.
Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence, it should be teams have a max of like 3 to 5.
No, it should be
But
like
you
5
should-
players.
It should be 5, not like 20.
I
The
believe-
Bears have so many.
He
Yeah.
switched to 3 this year, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
Like, people are outraged that Logan Jones is wearing Brian Urlacher's number. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I know Brian
If
Urlacher was
Urlacher won a
good,
Super Bowl, different story.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And getting back to Matt Nagy, it's like, what has this guy done in the NFL outside of one season with the Bears where they didn't even win a playoff?
Hey,
game?
he made 2 playoffs even one of the years they had
People
a
will
losing
bring up,
record.
oh, he had a pretty good record as
Yeah,
the
two
head
years.
coach of the Bears. He had an above 500 record.
He made playoffs
That was
2 out of
with,
4
like,
years.
He never found his footing.
The greatest
after
defense
losing-
ever, dude.
After
Like,
the double dog, after losing that, he never found his footing. He never found a way to bring that team back up, and that's what led to his downfall.
I'm not gonna lie.
I still
I'm
don't know
not
how they
gonna
made
lie.
the playoffs in 2020. I still don't know how they did.
It's just
they're-
because I remember the Cardinals
not good.
choked. It was like their season went
2020.
completely downhill
2020,
after
they
the
were
Hail
not good.
Mary.
Yeah, not 2020.
No, but like with Matt Nagy, he's been under Andy Reid's like influence his entire career. He tried to Patrick Mahomes-ified Mitch
Patrick
Trubisky.
Mahomes, anyone knows when Matt Nagy went back to the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes went from being MVP conversations to being not
I
like
remember
overrated as hell.
Compare before, and then when he came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that 2018 Bears team is really overhyped. Even
Well,
that
the
year,
offense was
the
great.
offense
The
was
defense
not
was-
that great.
Defense is great.
The defense was fantastic.
The defense scored so many points that year.
I think if you remember, Mitch Trubisky was a scrambling quarterback, and they didn't want him scrambling. They were big on wanting to.
Oh, and by
keep
the
him
way,
as a pocket passer.
Look at Matt Nagy had 1 year with Justin Fields, and guess what he tried to do to Justin Fields?
Exactly.
He tried to make him a pocket.
I don't know what he.
Well,
really,
to be fair, Justin Fields never ran in college. He had less than 20 career carries.
Let's be honest, though. It was kind of
Yeah.
clear as day by the time he was in the NFL that like his wheels were going to be a big part of his
Yeah.
game, and Matt Nagy
And
tried to make him something.
That's
else.
another reason.
they
Especially
kept
with the
that away
offensive
from
line.
Trubisky, and I mean, They have a very similar player in Jackson Dart, and I want to see if he's learned from what he's done.
Because it's interesting, because Dayball is known for encouraging quarterbacks. Like, I've heard he's encouraged Cam Ward to scramble, which is what he did.
Okay.
Now, Dart was a different story.
Dart, I'm going to be honest, maybe he should pocket pass a little more. Like we said, last year it was just about every single game. He was going
there's a difference between him and like Caleb or Ward, where Dart tries to hit people like Scatterboo.
They need
and Caleb and
Ward.
I
mean, Nagy needs to tell Dart, you need to protect yourself.
But you don't want to take away his playmaking.
No, yeah.
Don't take it away. But like, you could slide, and that means that defenders
run out of bounds.
Or run out of bounds, and you don't have to run head first into every defender you see.
Yeah,
that's like the first thing they teach you is
quarterback mentality.
Yes, I know.
I think another thing, there's a very popular thing the Bears would draft Patrick Mahomes. Matt Nagy is a clear reason he doesn't encourage people. A huge part of Patrick Mahomes' game is escaping the pocket and getting out there. That's another reason why Mahomes would never succeed on the Bears.
In my opinion, I like John Harbaugh, but I think Matt Nagy's going to be out in a year or two. So I think this is our final rankings. Obviously, we put a lot of them in the middle. We have a couple guys that we hate down here and guys that we love up here. I'd say this overall more positive than negative, but
I feel like there's always more optimism anyways going into it.
All right, I think now it's time we introduce another game that we have. All right, before we start this next segment, I'd like to thank Toren for coming on to the podcast. We had a great time. You did a great job filling in for Nate. We'd love to have you back sometime.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Hopefully, looked good enough.
Yeah. You weren't quite on the level of Nate, but at least you know who Shane Steichen is.
Yep.
All right, now Logan, explain what we're gonna do next.
So we have a brand new game today. We're gonna be doing a draft game. So we're gonna be drafting two teams under two different topics. So we're going to be deciding our order here soon, but the rules of the game, our first topic today is who can draft the most overrated team. So we will be doing a snake draft. We're about to decide the order, and basically you have a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, a tight end, and one defensive player. You can choose those in any order you want. It is a snake draft out of us three, and so to decide our order, we have a coin here. We're each going to take turns flipping. You need a head. So basically, if you get tails, you're eliminated. And we're going to be flipping for first. So I'll flip first. So I have heads. So at least I'm safe for this round.
So you get okay. Whoever gets tails gets last.
Drop the coin. I got tails.
So
Nick has last.
I have third pick.
And Bandy has tails, so I will get the first pick.
And then I go second, Nick third.
Yeah.
All right. So with first pick in the overrated team NFL draft, with my first pick, I think I'm gonna take. It's a hard decision.
It's a hard decision.
I gotta think about
overrated players.
Yeah.
Who is my most overrated player?
Like, are we saying overrated? Like, how teams view them? Like,
how
because the contract have anything to do with it.
How the public.
Because I was gonna say Alex Pierce is very overrated. But the public doesn't view him.
That's my pick. With my first pick, I'm gonna take Alex Pierce.
Okay. So
Alex Pierce is my wide receiver for the overrated draft.
Can you explain?
Yeah,
I do not think that this dude. I see him getting high. I mean, I think if people justify his contract, some people don't. I mean, I think it is a more popular that he's overrated, but I still think he's very overrated. I think at best he's an average receiver.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, look, he had a great season last year, but in my opinion, he's no better than any other regular deep threat that you can just. Yeah. He's no different than anybody like Jameson Williams or someone like that. I mean, those guys are all good in that regard, but Alex Pierce is making number one receiver money when he's a great complementary receiver to someone who is better.
All right, Bandy.
All right, I'm going to go, that you guys would probably not expect this. I'm going with the Niners cornerback, I think it's DeMadre Lenore or something.
Nobody knows how to say his name, but everybody knows he's really good.
So that is your defensive
player. That's my overrated, because Niners fans, and he himself swears he's this top 3 corner in this. But I watched this dude get routed up by JSN Puka. I watched he
got cooked in that Bears game.
He cooked it. Yes, he got cooked. He's gotten cooked so much. Don't get me wrong. He's still a good player. He's just very overrated.
I'd also like to specify
nowhere near the level he claims he is.
I'd like to specify we're not doing rookies. We're not allowed to pick.
Yes, no rookies
because they have not played a snap yet. So. All right, I actually know exactly what I'm going to pick next, so...
You get 2 picks.
Oh, wait, we're doing snake draft. Well, I know one person. I'm going to go with Shedeur Sanders, because everybody hates him. The general public generally most people had on him, but let's not forget, the guy also has one of the most sold jerseys in the NFL for a 5th-round backup quarterback. So I'm going to write down Shedeur Sanders here because the guy should not be selling as many jerseys as he does. If it wasn't for his dad and his name, he would be nowhere now.
He put decent stats at Colorado solely because they passed 55 times a game. Not even kidding. Look up the attempts he had per game.
What do you think? What do you think? Do you think he's gonna get playtime this year?
Oh yeah, anyone's getting playtime in that Browns QB room.
Yeah. All right, my next one. You know, I've talked about how I liked them in the past. I'm gonna do Josh Jacobs.
I agree.
Wow.
Josh Jacobs, just because look at his yards per carry. When is the last time he had over like 4.1?
When he was on the, I think maybe when the first year at the Pack. Isn't this his 4th year at the Pack? No, 3rd.
Yeah, I think this is his 3rd year, and overall, I feel like he is just such a Packer in the sense that like he just falls off late in the year, and he's just not.
I think a lot of Packers fans will probably disagree with us now, but in the middle of the season, I know for a fact a lot of them are like, "What the hell is he doing? He's been playing like garbage."
Yeah, and now obviously he's been caught. He's a scummy human, probably, and I don't see he's gonna get suspended.
Yeah, he probably will eventually. I doubt it.
If it's not this year, it'll be next year. So I'm gonna put Josh Jacobs here just because, like, not only is he not all that great, but he's also more than likely going to be suspended. So that's my explanation.
Right. My next pick, I think, is going to be controversial. I'm picking Jared Goff.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay,
this is going to be controversial because don't get me wrong, he puts up great statistics, but honestly, people act like he's the best QB in the NFC North. I mean, who knows? It's a debate, but they act like he's this amazing QB. But every time he plays in cold weather or plays in the playoff game, he just falls off a cliff and he looks garbage. I mean, people say
he plays in Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, they don't play in the dome. They play in the dome.
I mean,
I'm saying when he plays outside a dome. Did you see them when they played the Bears? Gibbs put up everything.
Pretty much. Yeah, he's
very overrated.
California guy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've always thought he's always been very overrated. I've always thought he's been very reliant on the system. I mean, he has gone from Sean McVay. He was not good enough for Sean freaking McVay that they had to trade for Matthew Stafford.
Zero Super Bowls somehow.
Okay, well,
no, he made one and then they lost because they put up 3 points.
Going into my 2nd round pick, this may be controversial, but I stand heavy on it. I have Bucky Irving.
Yes,
I don't like Bucky. I don't like
he just has a very
he had a good rookie season.
He has a very flashy
good
name,
rookie season.
and he has a
But
flashy
I do not think that he is a top 15, top 20.
100% agree.
I really don't. I think he is a good receiving back, but I don't think he's a good enough receiving back to say that he's a top 20 running back in the NFL. I don't like Bucky.
Maybe
Irving.
he's like 17th or 18th, but it's not really. Jalen Warren's around that range. I'd say he's better than Jalen Warren, but
yeah, Bucky Irving. He was what, 4th round pick a couple years ago. He's all right. He should not be a bell cow running back, and I think they tried to do that a little bit.
He's not.
He wasn't at Oregon.
He's just a glorified pure receiving back in my opinion, and I don't think he's good enough as a receiving back to really say that he's worth being the best running back on the team.
I think he had like a shocking 1 year where he was really good.
Yeah, his rookie year.
Yeah.
And his yards per carry, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was like his best year was 4.5.
Yeah,
which is like usually most players like it's a D.
I don't like the Bucky Irving hype. I don't buy into it.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. As much as people on fantasy like to think that he's really good, but
so I get now I'm going back to my pick. I'm gonna take Jordan Love at my quarterback.
Jordan Love. All right, here we go.
I don't think he's a bad quarterback. Actually,
no,
I just don't buy into him being a
top 5, top 7. That they claim that he is.
No, I don't think he's a top 15 quarterback.
I don't know if this is blasphemy, but I was thinking about putting Caleb as my overrated quarterback.
I would not be. It's not that crazy.
But let's talk about Jordan Love.
Very close. I think the only reason
I think all of the NFC North quarterbacks.
The only reason why
one of them isn't overrated.
The only reason I didn't pick Caleb is because he's younger.
True.
He still has more room to
Jordan
go.
Love is entering what, like year 7 or something?
Yes. He didn't sit for a while, but I mean, in my opinion, Jordan Love is probably around that 18 range in terms of being ranked among all quarterbacks. I I think he's a very replaceable quarterback in Green Bay.
I think
even though he won't be, but
he is a benefactor of that Matt LaFleur scheme. If you put Jordan Love on another team, he would be average at best.
I think he's an average below.
He's an above average QB.
I think overall
around 16 to he's around 16 to 12 is his range.
And I'm not even being biased as a Bears fan. I truly
we all have bias.
Don't get me wrong.
I feel like the Packers team as a whole is just an overrated team. Yeah. People are saying
talk about them, they're a Super Bowl contender. Why have you been the 7?
I've never heard that.
No, I've seen it. I've seen on ESPN
every time going into week
they're saying
12,
you should take the Packers as a dark horse
every year.
And it's like
every year 7.
I mean, I can see where they're coming from with that though, but at the same time, I think
they haven't won the division since
a lot of this team is overrated, but
yeah. All right.
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna say Zach Charbonnet is so overrated.
I like that.
Charbonnet, yeah.
What do the Seahawks see in him? First of all, he was a second-round pick. He should not have gone in the second round.
No, yeah, definitely.
He was a 2-round reach, and they drafted Kenneth Walker the year before in the second round. I just remember how pissed Seahawks fans were because they're like, why the hell did we waste 2 second-round picks on running backs? Especially for a guy who, at least Kenneth Walker was really good in college. He was not. All he did was steal carries. His yards per carry sucks.
He actually fell off.
He was better.
College career.
Yeah, I know. He was really good his sophomore year, I think it was. Yeah. And then his junior year, he was, yeah. Anyways, I don't understand. I mean, I watched Seahawks waste a first-round pick on Price just to give Charbonnet 50% of carries. Why would you draft Price with a first-round pick if you're going to give another guy 50% of carries? It's just not worth it there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, different story if they give him more carries, but still, there's no shot they don't give Charbonnet a good amount of carries.
He's probably just going to end up stealing carries.
And I think a lot of Seahawks fans would agree with me.
Zach Charbonnet is not a high-upside guy.
No.
All right, for my pick, I'm going to go with somebody that is on everybody's overrated list, but nonetheless, Mark Andrews, I think, is still got to be one of the most overrated people. Because people remember a couple of years ago, back when Mark Andrews was the top tight end in the league, he hasn't been that form since, what? How many years has it been? 2. We've been waiting for him to return to form. Maybe,
to be fair, I would say
having a new offensive coordinator could help.
He wasn't overrated back then. Now he's overrated, but 3 years ago he had a stretch for 5 years.
I will say that Isaiah Likely is another very good pick for this.
Yes.
But overall,
don't let it's funny.
I was looking at
Nate is the biggest. Oh my God! Isaiah,
Isaiah Likely.
Isaiah Likely. I don't know how I just forgot his last name, but Nate is the biggest Isaiah Likely defender.
It makes no sense. He benefits from having Mark Andrews there, and when Mark Andrews isn't even good, Isaiah Likely sure as shit isn't good. Yeah. But now we're talking about a whole other player that one of you two can draft.
He had a good week 1.
But yes, I'm going to put down Mark Andrews as my tight end, and my wide receiver is someone who I think I mentioned earlier today, Xavier Worthy on the Chiefs, because Xavier Worthy,
best game came in that Super Bowl, and he's never looked like that again.
Yeah, speed is his thing. Where was he projected to be drafted?
It was the second round,
late second round,
late second, early third. It's shocking. He breaks the record for 40 team. All of a sudden, some people were saying, "Oh, you should be a top 10 pick." I heard mumbles of that. People saying that.
Yeah, I mean,
it was never gonna happen.
He's just John Ross 2.0.
He's better than John Ross.
Well, John Ross was a top 10 pick.
Xavier Worthy is nothing more than a low-end wide receiver 2 or a high-end wide receiver 3.
He's the bus version of Jameson Williams.
Yeah, he's in between Jameson Williams and John Ross is where he is. And the Chiefs, everybody talks about how they need receivers, but then at the same time they'll be defending Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy, when he has to be the number 1 of that team, is embarrassing. And even when Rashee Rice is there, he doesn't see any.
Doesn't even benefit from it.
Yeah, I know.
All right, this next one I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for, but I'm picking Marvin Harrison for my wide receiver.
Okay.
All right, maybe it's because he has been coming out of the draft. This guy was claimed the Cardinals were the biggest idiots. The GM should be fired on the spot if they don't draft Marvin Harrison. He's going to be the most surefire first round pick. He's going to be a Hall of Fame career, and he has lived nothing close to that. I mean, I'm not saying he's not compared to what he was supposed to be, he's been awful. Now, obviously, he's not that bad of a player.
Mm-hmm.
He's still put back-to-back, I think, 700-yard years, but he struggled to stay healthy. I just never saw the hype with him, because even at Ohio State, he was way better in those, like, against bad teams. Like, maybe I watched I watched him get locked up by a corner who is struggling on the Bucs right now. He held to 2 catches an entire game. Ibuka was the one who had 100 yards that game.
See, this is a very important year for Marvin Harrison.
100%.
Because this is how it goes for any guy who has really high expectations coming into the league and they've kind of disappointed for their first 2 years. Your third year is going to define the rest of your career. Can you have a third-year breakout which really cements you?
Michael Wilson did that on the same
Yeah,
team.
exactly. Or are you going to flop and just live up to being a bust?
I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's very rare to see a player break out after the third year, especially outside of certain
Outside the
positions.
QB position.
Outside of QB. Like, wide receiver, you'll see guys have, like, one good year or two if they don't break out after year 3, but you'll never see them become, like, a bona fide wide receiver 1.
Okay, and then with my last 2 picks here, for my defensive player, this is kind of controversial, I guess you could say, but it's all may not certain people. I'm taking Sauce Gardner for my defense.
I thought about
Fair
that
enough.
after I took Lenore.
You know what? Sauce Gardner is such a rookie season merchant when it comes to how many people praise him. Like, I don't know. Sauce Gardner just hasn't been the same. And he's still very good, but was he worth 2 first-round picks to go to a team that missed the playoffs? What do you guys think?
Oh, 100%. Crazy too. Yeah, that was a crazy trade. He's been overrated since his rookie. Like, he was good his rookie year, and then after that, he just, like, fell off a cliff.
And then with my tight end, I'm taking a Bears tight end, Cole Kmet.
Oh,
As a Bears fan, I've never liked Cole Kmet.
Why?
I wonder why.
I didn't like when he was drafted.
I'm not going to lie, though. People do say he could be a tight end 1. I don't.
Noah said this last podcast.
Well, he has been a tight end 1 before.
I don't like Cole Kmet.
He's been a proven tight end 1 before.
When did he get drafted? 2019, 2020?
2021. It was
No, it was not
2020.
I think it was 2020.
He just signed this extension last year, so.
Yeah, I know, but he started.
He put up a year where he had 800 yards, 8 touchdowns, and like 70 catches, which is
I
definitely a tight end 1 production.
I agree, but I think especially now that he's a little bit older, he is a perfect fit for a tight end too.
Well, maybe it's just because Bears fans always slightly.
Maybe it's because
because we're a Bears fan. Because if you're different of a fan of a different team, I don't think anyone's gonna say Cole Kmet.
I don't think Cole Kmet's anything more than a backup tight end.
No, he's definitely a starting tight end.
He can start.
He's 100% a starting. The difference is people were saying he was top 5.
I wouldn't say he's a starting tight end
He's
caliber.
definitely starting
He could start on other teams just because there's no tight
teams.
ends better than him, but that doesn't mean that he himself is a good tight end.
He is a good tight end.
He's good at blocking.
He's good at
He's not
receiving too.
not that good of a tight end.
What? How? He has
he's just
shown
not.
everything. He has shown everything. There's a reason he got an extension from the Bears.
He's a C tier tight end who gets treated like he's a B tier.
No, I guess. Okay.
All right. No,
I guess now he is, but
is
before,
Noah up to draft?
And then, yep.
Oh, I haven't thought about this tight end.
All right, your tight end.
Personally, I like this player, but by the media, how they view him, I take Kyle Pitts.
Kyle
Pitts.
I think that's understandable.
I personally, I've always been a Kyle Pitts defender,
Especially in fantasy football.
What is it with Kyle Pitts?
I have always been a Kyle Pitts defender because I loved him coming out of Florida, but he has never lived up to expectations.
Outside of his first year.
And yes, even though I defended him this year, he had 3 big games last year, and outside that, I don't think he put up 100 yards more than once. Outside that 3-game stretch.
Kyle Pitts is questionable.
Yeah.
And then with my last pick, you guys are going to be surprised because I was, once again, another player I was shitting on earlier. Buda Baker.
Oh, yeah.
Buda Baker, look, he's a fantastic run defender, and he's always a Pro Bowler, All-Pro, stuff like that, but he has like a 109 passer rating against him in his career, and he's most known for being run down by DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers that.
People
clip.
dismiss him getting like a 90-yard pick.
I would say
let's
nowadays-
also remember he's played 9 years in the league and has 8 interceptions.
I would say back then, I think you'd be crazy. I think he was underrated. The dude was amazing.
he was
nowadays, he's not that same player, but he's still treated that way.
Yeah, I agree. People still treat him like he's like some kind of saving grace on this defense.
Well, yeah, he is the saving grace on that defense. The defense is pitiful.
Which is kind of sad that he's the saving grace on this defense because he's not that great, at least not anymore. He's still a good player. He's still arguably.
Don't take me wrong. A lot of teams would like to have him, but not as like the star player in the secondary.
Yeah, he shouldn't be the star player on the team. But with that, I think that's a good way for us to wrap up this installment of the Are You Sure podcast.
Very sophisticated podcast today.
It was very interesting.
Very calming conversation.
Low quarters.
We tried a lot of new things. Next week, we're going to be back to a more traditional style video.
Make sure you vote on
Be
the
sure
channel.
to vote on the poll. And then also be sure while you're voting to leave a like and subscribe.
And comment down below.
Section, we'll do an underrated version.
Comment down below. Who do you think? Put the teams up on the screen right now if they're not already on there. Who had the most overrated team today?
No, not the best. The most overrated team.
Yes.
Right. And with that, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.